at any point, we'll just do that. You ready to go?
I am.
Let's do it.
Are you already recording?
Yeah, I've been recording now for quite a while.
You do that.
So we'll be easing into it, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So,
So we'll start whenever we want to start. So
oh, okay. I can tell when you're ready to start because your voice changes.
I try to be a little more clear.
Right.
But I don't have to start right now.
You don't just mumble at me like you normally do.
Right.
So I have a beer in my hand.
Right.
Should we open it?
Are we started?
We can be, yes.
Well, we should tell everybody, welcome to the podcast, This Epic Disaster podcast. Now, we're doing something a little bit different today. It might be a thing that we do on a regular basis,
Okay.
which is we have an audience.
We have an audience of one
An
right
audience,
now.
well, or potentially millions.
But right now it's one.
We don't know. Up there, we're recording our podcast, which we rarely do. We've done some live podcasts before.
Right.
We don't normally record them. This is our first recording. I'm going to see how it does. I think it'd be kind of cool. I think you made the comment that sometimes things happen that it would be cool if we caught it on video.
Like watching you almost spill beer on the computer.
Or watching when you were opening your thrift store gifts.
That would have been fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
There are sometimes visual things happen, and people might just want to watch us chat instead
That's
of
true.
listening to us chat.
That's true.
So they can do that. And also, I think another thing, like you were saying, it helps that we could show, and this is, we should clarify that the beers that we do on the show, these are not paid promotions.
No.
These are not paid sponsorships. In fact, I don't even know if they want us to do it.
We've spent so much money on beer
Well,
because nobody gives it to us. We have to buy it.
Every week. This week, it's appropriate. We're Mardi Gras Bach beer by Abita Brewing.
It's 6.5% alcohol, so it's better. You've done better.
I just picked it out because it says Mardi Gras, and this is Mardi Gras week.
Yes.
And yeah, so
It looks like it's just going to be a straightforward Bach, traditional Bach.
it looks festive. It's in the traditional Mardi Gras colors, and I just thought we had to do that. We needed to do it. So you do the honors. You can crack yours open. You actually have a little glass.
Look, I got you one too if you want it.
Oh, okay. So
I'm trying
I'll
to
do the
make you,
glass. More sophisticated.
yes, more sophisticated.
in my beer drinking.
Before I open it, though, I'm going to tell you that it says Abita Mardi Gras Bach is brewed with pale, Pilsner, and caramel malts
All right.
and German pearl hops. Our Bach is similar to German I can never say it.
Mailbox.
It's like mailbox, but it's not. There's no L. With its
Female
rich...
I don't know.
Did you just say female box?
I just was
You just
picking up
went
on
there?
mail. I don't know.
Rich malt flavor and full body. Mardi Gras Bach brings the fun of Carnival season to you wherever you are. So
All
let's
right.
have some of this and see if that's
Abita Brewing.
true.
I think we've had something by Abita before.
We have.
All right.
I'm pouring mine into a glass.
And I'm going to have to as well because
it's
you've kind of forced me to do that.
Beautiful.
It's very honey colored. It's really very, what do you call that?
You just said honey, but
No,
it's
but
got some amber. It's on the final line of the periodic table of beer styles. It is a traditional Bach, so it is in the lager family.
I think I always say honey, and you always said I always say honey, but it's actually more, it's almost red, wouldn't you think?
That's possible. Some beers have a red tint
I'm
to
just
them.
guessing there's a garbage can right there.
Oh, so close. You hit the edge.
I've never hit it on this show.
You know, it's funny. You were just not an athlete.
No, well, there's no such athletic event as throwing bottles in a garbage can.
There has to be.
The
We
Olympics
need
are
to
going
look
on
this
right
up.
now.
There has to be. That has to be. And I'm sorry, I just hit my mic. That has to be an athletic event.
I'm going to
see.
drink mine right now.
Beer throwing. I want to see if that's a thing.
You know you're going to come up with so many pictures of beer throwing up.
Oh.
That's not even going to be cool.
No, that wouldn't be cool at all. But there are events for beer throwing.
The whole bottle, just throwing the whole bottle. I find that hard to believe.
Okay. Throw a beer can. Oh, okay. Well, there's that. You can throw beer at people. That's fun.
Okay.
All right. What do you think so far? You had a sip.
I'm going to save my comments for the end.
All right.
Hey, I have. This is something. I got a couple of things I want to talk about.
What's going on?
First of all, it's just a throwaway thing because I just learned this.
What's a throwaway thing?
Just a fact.
That's not a
little
throwaway thing.
I-
If it's a fact, you have to keep it.
I know, but I mean, I'm just saying it doesn't really have anything to do with
It's
anything we're going to
disposable.
talk about on the show.
Okay.
Do you know how easy it is to make butter?
Yes. When I was a young child living in Minnesota for about 6 full months of hell, the only thing, we were on 365 acres of nothing. And the only way my mother could get me to calm the hell down was to hand me a jar of unpasteurized milk and
Here,
go,
kid, make some butter.
Here. And I would just shake the shit out of that jar. It was like that shake weight.
It's exactly what it is. And I had
Yeah.
no idea. I grew up on something of a farm, like a small farm. My mother made butter. I never personally made butter. So, I got for my wife for Christmas the little butter maker,
Right.
the thing that you used to turn. Piece of crap. Didn't work.
Really?
It tore up. It broke. $40 I spent on that thing.
Wow.
And then she goes, oh, well, I have this one over here. And it's just a jar.
Yeah.
Looks like a mason jar.
Yeah.
And all you got to do, heavy cream, 100% heavy cream.
Yeah, and
Pour
you
it in
can
there
use pasteurized heavy cream too.
and shake it.
Yep.
Shake, 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 shake your
Shake, shake,
cream
shake.
thing.
Shake, shake, shake.
And then 10 minutes later,
Yeah.
it's butter.
Yep.
What the hell?
And it's
I
good
had no-
exercise.
I know, but I didn't know it was that easy. I thought you had to
You'd
do
be making butter all the time, but
I
you got
thought
to
it-
use your left arm too.
I thought it took like hours to do.
No.
I had no idea. Do this for 10 minutes and you got butter.
Yep.
Wait a minute. No, but you can put some herbs and stuff in there and you got
Yeah.
herb, but
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Here's another tip. If you like cooking and you like things like that, and you just said herbs, you put herbs in it, you have herb butter.
Yeah.
You could also do that with pot if you happen to be
Put
420
herbs in
friendly.
pot?
No,
Put pot in your butter.
right.
Pot butter.
Pot butter.
Pot butter.
But that's actually the best way to cook edibles is to put it in the butter.
I've never done the pot. I have to admit, I went through a period where I really wanted to. I mean, I don't know. I can't say I never had the opportunity. I actually sat, on the That 70 Show where they have that little circle.
Yeah.
And they passed a pot around. I sat in one of those when I was in college.
You just kept passing.
And every time it come to me, I would just give it to the person. I just didn't do it. Never did it. I was kind of a religious dude.
I'm sure you got a contact high at that point.
No, not really. I was a religious guy, so I just that was off limits. And then I would say probably 5 years ago, I went through this period where I really wanted to do it. I wanted to see what it was like. And then I had like a couple of friends that were just like cheering me. They were like, "You got to. You need to."
I was
do it."
one of them. I think.
No, I don't think you did. But you remember when I wanted to do it.
I do remember.
And I had a friend that was going to come over and actually do it and give me some. And
No, I was not one of the people that championed you because at the time I thought that you were in a depressive state, and if you smoked pot, you were just going to go
yeah,
downhill.
you thought I didn't need it,
Right.
and then it passed. I just got to the point where I was just like, I don't want to do it now.
Right.
I think if it was legal, whenever it becomes legal in Georgia,
Which it will.
when we're both like 90,
80. Yeah.
I maybe I'll do it. I just don't have the interest that much anymore. But I think if I was going to do it, I would do it in food.
Edibles. Yeah, it's easier. It's also okay. Here's another thing though. Edibles when you use it that way, it doesn't hit you as quickly. The only problem with that is if the edibles are really good, you'll eat more than you probably should, and then the cumulative effects can become very intense. So you always want to listen to the person who made your edibles, or make them yourself and experiment. Have a bite, and then give it a minute.
I heard that it's even better to do it rectally.
Are you looking at Gwyneth Paltrow's website again?
No, but I don't remember who told me, but pot through the backside apparently is more effective. That's what I heard.
Anything
and I don't,
through the backside is more
yeah,
effective.
but how you
which
can't?
is why
You don't stick a brownie up your butt. What do you do? Like an enema? Is it like a pot
I
enema?
assume so. Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, I know people. I've read stories where frat boys give themselves like vodka enemas and get drunk like
And
instantly.
die. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know how you do that with pot. I don't know.
I mean, you just make some sort of liquid out of it and give yourself an enema.
Just smoke it.
Just,
I mean, at that
just
point,
smoke it or put it in your mouth and eat it. Don't stick it in your butt. Don't put anything in your butt.
Yeah.
Unless a doctor tells you to.
Yeah, I in some places in like Asia,
Unless it
dark
has a
Asia,
handle
they
on it.
actually smoke it with their butt. I've seen the videos. It's scary. But anyway, yeah, I didn't know.
How did we get on pot and
In your butt, I don't know.
Okay.
Our podcast tends to go close to the butt.
It does.
Frequently.
It does. Now let's roll it back just a little bit because you had mentioned putting herbs in butter. And
Butter.
you could also,
Right.
if you have a spare ice tray, because they're like $1 at the dollar
Oh, yeah.
store, freeze ice cubes of olive oil with herbs in them. So when
Oh.
you're ready to put something on a saucepan, you just drop a cube in there, and you've got enough olive oil and herbs right there to go.
But not water.
No, not water.
Okay, because that would splatter. That
Yeah,
wouldn't be
no,
cool at
just
all.
just olive oil.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got that.
and that's actually a really helpful little thing.
Well, anyway, I don't know why I wanted to share that. I just didn't realize. I was freaking out. I didn't know it was that easy to make butter. I'm a simple person.
You're 50.
Simple things impress me.
You're pushing 56.
And I've never made butter before, but I've watched it made. And I've never smoked pot with my butt. There's so many things in life I haven't done yet.
We need to get you a bucket list or a butt-et list.
Butt list. Butter,
Yes.
butt. Everything's about butt today. Man, this is a horrible transition. You remember the...
Segue.
Barely. You remember the show Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
Oh, yeah. Love that show.
When was that? Like early 2000s.
Yes.
It made a few. I can remember Carson Kressley, the blonde dude. What was his name? Was it Cayenne? One dude. He was.
Oh,
I can't remember these guys. Ted is still on the channel, Food Channel,
yes. Love Ted.
and there was Tom.
That's what I love the most about the show.
There was I can't remember the one dude's name now. Now he was like the youngest, and then the Cyan guy. I always remember him talking about shaving.
What I love, though,
Teach people how to shave.
what I love is that from nowadays, even some men will come up to me and they'll be like, I got a date, I got this, I need a little queer eye.
Okay. I just heard yesterday they're rebooting the program.
Nice.
New program, all new people, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Guess what?
What?
It's going to be here in Atlanta. They're filming it in Atlanta.
You need to be on that show.
I was thinking I probably do.
You need to be on that
But
show.
here's the thing. They would make me cut my hair. They would make me shave my beard. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't
That's
do
true.
it. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, can you imagine? Because I would say there's a pretty big homosexual population here. So they've probably got a lot of cast, a lot of people auditioning.
Atlanta.
I don't know. Do you have to be gay to be on the show, right? That's the premise of the show.
No, it's a queer eye for the straight guy.
I know, but I'm just saying if you're one of the cast members,
Oh,
if you're one
yes.
of the guys,
Yes.
you can't
Well, you don't have to be gay. You just have to be what is now considered queer.
What if they did like straight guy for the queer guy, and then they
You
had
have a lot of unfortunate
a bunch of
homosexuals
straight
running
guys
around.
coming up and screwing up gay guys'
Right,
lives,
right.
giving them bad advice.
No, don't.
Yeah, I
do
thought it was
that.
interesting because they were talking about it. I was on NPR and they were talking about it, and the guy was talking about actually how it does tend to perpetuate a stereotype that gay men know fashion and gay men know design and everything. And he said, but still, it's done more in fun than anything else. So,
That's true. And to be honest with you, somewhere in our society, it became for a lot of men. It's just if you spend too much time on your appearance and manscaping and what
Yeah.
have you, then.
you're gay.
Way back when, somehow you were just suddenly gay, which
Well, that's when they coined that term metrosexual.
right.
Because metrosexual was some guy who was not gay necessarily, but I think like lived in the city, but was neat.
And that's all it takes.
What does neat have to do with sex? It was just like they
Zero.
wanted to tie it in.
Zero.
It's like, oh, well, you're not gay, but it's almost like you're gay. So you're not homosexual, you're metrosexual.
That's just like saying anybody
kind of
that has a
offensive.
lisp is gay.
Yeah, it's kind of, I personally know some gay men who are slobs.
I
have
do
no
too.
fashion design
I do
whatsoever.
too. I do too. Not only that, I happen to know a man. He was my roommate in Alaska just before I moved down south, who spent more time on his body and his appearance and his manscaping
Hello.
and his clothes and everything than anybody I've ever met in my life. And he was straight as an arrow.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't work, but it's fun. I'm kind of glad to see the show coming back. I hope it has the same spirit as the other one.
it was a fun show.
Yeah. So,
And some men actually look better because of it.
I
So-
love the fact that it's happening in Atlanta for several reasons. Because I think a lot of people just think about the South as being, I don't know. Well, first of all, South has that stigma of being a racist area, where I totally believe there's more racist organizations, even in the North and other places in the South. South has some racism, but so does Michigan.
And so does Wyoming and
Yeah.
Montana and Idaho. Hello.
But and to I would say it might be harder to be a gay person in Jackson, Mississippi, maybe, but certainly not in Atlanta.
No, Atlanta is like this heavenly little oasis of diversity in this extremely red state.
Yeah, we went. I remember just right after you got here, we went to an event, and there were these two, burly bear men holding hands, walking around. I mean, these were weightlifting, big, gigantic guys.
Yes.
And,
And they were happy and proud to be together.
and you're like, I love that. That's not something you would see in a lot of places in the South. But
No, it's really not, especially not where I came from.
well, anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. Queer Eye coming back
Sweet.
from Atlanta.
Sweet.
We should have him on the show.
So
Somebody from the show on the show.
I would love to.
We should.
If they're up for that,
yeah.
yes. And we could tie it in with your makeover.
Yeah, they could give me some pointers. First thing they would do is say, yeah, you got to get rid of that beard. You got to shave. You need a better haircut. I know all of that, but
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
No, because that's what makes you you.
It's too late. It's too
It's
late.
not too late.
I mean, they can't rescue me. It's just not going to happen.
Anybody can be rescued.
Right, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay. So, speaking of shaving,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
What?
Okay, I have a confession to make.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's going to get personal.
Oh, my goodness. Blah, 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 blah.
Don't cover your ears. So, today, in the shower,
Oh, no.
is the first time that I shaved my legs in probably 4 months.
Okay.
Now, for those of you listening, sorry, I just grossed you out, but I'm not dating anyone. I don't have any sexual partners. Nobody lives with me. It's just me and my cats. And it's winter time. Okay. So I haven't shown my legs in public because I wouldn't if they were all hairy like that. That's just me. I mean, I don't care if people don't choose to shave. That's your prerogative. I choose to shave. And so when I don't, okay, here's why I decided to finally just go ahead and bite the bullet and do it is because the last couple of days, walking through my house, I could feel this weird kind of like sensation on my legs when my leg hair was hitting the air.
Oh. So you're walking around and going,
No. And I just thought, okay, listen, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. So, and to be honest, I hadn't shaved my pits in a while either.
oh, my God.
Maybe not 4 months, but probably closer to 2.
So you're basically Robin Williams at this point.
Yeah, I am, because I'm a hairy person to start with, and I hadn't touched a razor to any part of my body in at least 2 months.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So there's that. So I was thinking, okay, so I was going through my ritual, my shaving habits, and I was thinking about other people's shaving habits, and like people are always complaining about things like razor burn or like bumpies or like it burns, you know, your skin burns. So I have some questions for you because I want
Okay.
to give some disaster blasters to our listeners
no.
so that they can get the closest shave possible without any irritation.
Are these going to be personal questions? Do I have to reveal things about myself that
I'm not going to ask you what parts of your body you shave.
Good.
I mean, I'll be open and honest and tell you everything I shave, but you know,
Well, I don't want to know.
you don't want to know. So, okay, so here's one question. Now, I'm an exfoliator prior to shaving.
Okay.
Like, I don't use any products that are going to have stinging stuff in them, like salt scrubs or anything.
Okay.
But I do use just some exfoliating gloves, and this is mainly for my legs, mind you.
Okay.
I think that for a good close shave, you need to scrub off some dead skin first. Is this grossing you out?
It's pretty disgusting.
Okay, but here's the thing. For a man, you can't go that long without shaving because I can dress so nobody can see my body hair. You can't wear a ski mask out in public all the time.
Right. If I was like working for a company, you kind
Right.
of have to be neat. You don't want to. I mean, most of the time, you don't want to be scruffy.
Right.
I mean,
Because
I
it's
have
noticed.
a beard. I don't shave. I shave parts of. I don't have a neck beard. So I have to shave that, trim it up and stuff. Sure.
So before you do that, do you do any sort of exfoliating, or do you just go straight for the?
I go straight for it.
Okay.
I mean, you want it to be. You want the hair to be soft, so you don't just go at it. You got to get hot water or something to soften up the hair, and then do it. But I don't treat anything, and this may be a question. I don't do anything after. I rarely do like aftershave or lotions or any kind of moisturizer or something. I should, but I don't.
Okay.
And it's, again, like I said, it's too late for me.
It's not too late
it's
for
like,
you.
go on without me. It's too late for me.
Don't wait for me. Just go. Save yourself.
Use some moisturizer with sunscreen. Not for me.
Not for you.
I stopped a long time ago.
All right, so you don't exfoliate, and I can understand that because sometimes you can over exfoliate your skin, and if you do, you're really red. So for a man to do some exfoliating, it might not be the great idea, especially on his cheeks, maybe on your neck. That's one thing.
I have something that might be breaking news for you, but most men don't exfoliate at all. I mean, most men think exfoliate was the main character in Beverly Hills Cop.
No.
That's Axel Foley, but we don't exfoliate. I'm sorry.
Not all of you, clearly, but some of you do.
Some of us might, and maybe it's changing with the younger generation, but us older, rugged, men, we don't.
All right, so question number 2. Do you use cream or gel
In what?
to shave with?
I use soap. Just straight out soap.
Like bar soap?
Yeah.
Really?
I only
You
shave,
really have given up, haven't you?
Well, I only shave, again, like I said, I only shave my neck. There's no sense in buying a whole thing of shaving cream just for my neck.
Well, there is, actually. There really is.
I disagree, but I will tell you this. I learned a secret. I did learn a secret.
Okay.
The best shaving cream, in my opinion, is straight out conditioner.
Like your hair conditioner?
Exactly. Put that on. It's the best. It softens up the hair, and it's really smooth, and it makes your neck feel good. That's the best shaving cream.
That's actually not out of the question.
No.
I mean, I personally, I prefer gel over the shaving cream, like the stuff that comes out as a foam.
Well, you're
like
shaving
that.
large areas of your body, and you need that. I'm shaving just a little small area, and there's no sense in buying. I just put soap on it.
Yeah.
And it works just fine. But like I said, try it. Conditioner, that's where you go.
People that use that spray foam stuff though to shave with, it's like that's entirely too time intensive because every time you shave, then you have to rinse off and then shave and then rinse, like every stroke. Whereas if you just use the gel, then you don't have all that abundance of cream.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just
seems messy.
Let me say too that one of the I'll kind of walk back on my comment just now just a little bit because I do like using a brush and soap, like shaving soap and a brush, and whip it up, in a little mug thing, and putting it on the neck and shaving it because I really like to shave with like a, what do you call that? The double-edged razor, not the plastic.
A straight razor. Well, not a straight razor, but a single blade.
Yeah. I like that. Get a really, really close shave. But a lot of times I shave when I'm in the shower and I don't have all that equipment and stuff. So that's when I just use the soap. But anyway, there are some creams and stuff that you can. I've got like a menthol cream, which really works really well. So
I would think that would sting.
No, it's very cool.
Okay. So one of my questions was, would you prefer a single edge blade or one of those? I don't even know when they started just adding more and more blades to these disposable
There's like
razors.
16
you
now.
can get like 20 blades now. It's like, what good is that? Because every person I've ever spoken to, a single blade is the best shave.
The best shave I get is with the little the razor blade that you put in there and you close it up.
It's a safety razor.
Safety razor.
Yeah.
I love that. I started doing that maybe 2-3 years ago. Fantastic shave. I want to shave with a straight razor. I want to try that. I've never
Without
done that
slitting your
before.
throat?
I just never done it. I'm afraid I would do it, but I want to try it.
So here's my
That'd be kinda
question, and this is going to be a little personal. With that straight or with that safety razor, have you ever shaved the nether regions?
No.
Okay.
If I was gonna shave those areas, I would number one start with a shaver shave electric razor,
Right.
and then go with probably like the plastic Gillette safety 16 blade thingies.
I've hurt myself with one of those before.
I think we all have.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that there's any way that you could do it without bleeding.
Well, yes, there is.
I don't know.
A woman I know tried one of those safety razors on her
no.
hoo-ha. And she said she fell in love with it. It takes
really?
a lot more. She was a lot more careful.
I think there's more control.
Yes, she said she was a lot more careful with it, and she did seem to have more control, and she didn't hurt herself at all. And she said that she was going to start doing that all the time. It takes a minute longer because you need to be
I've seen the
paying
videos.
attention. I mean, who hasn't?
I won't go any further than that, but
when did that start? When they started sticking 6 or 8 blades into one disposable razor, and why was that a thing?
I don't know. It's cheaper. You don't have to buy all the little blades. It's marketing. It's something new,
I
and
guess.
They just talk you into saying that
If this blade misses it, the next one will get it.
Well, that's what they do on the commercial. It's like the first one misses, and before the whisker pops back in, the second one. I don't think that's the way whiskers
think that's
work.
how it works.
But that's what they want us to believe, that that's the way we have little rubber whiskers in there that are popping back and forth.
Right.
But,
okay, so I got one more question for you. Now, you had kind of mentioned this, but do you always or more often than not do your shaving in the shower?
Almost always. When I want to do a really good close shave with my little razors thing, I do that outside the shower. It's just more convenient inside the shower.
Isn't it, though? I do. Okay, my whole morning routine happens in the shower unless it involves a toilet.
Sometimes I do that in the shower, too.
God. Okay, but here's something I did learn about that, especially because I am shaving larger areas of skin. You can't just hop in the shower and then go straight to shaving. You have to give it a minute. You have to let the water soak in. You have to let the steam open your skin. You have to
make the hair softer so it cuts easier. Sure.
Yep, and that's why most people used to, I don't know if they still do, shave in the bathtub because you can soak for a minute first.
I don't take baths. So
yeah,
doesn't work for me.
But I do everything in the shower. I brush my teeth in the shower.
Me too.
I shave in the shower. I wash all the things in the shower. If I could get dressed in the shower, I would.
You could if you made a living like a deep sea diver. You could go ahead and put on your clothes.
Actually, they come out of the water completely dry.
Really?
Yes, because they're in deep sea wear.
Wow. Okay.
Anyways, those are some tricks. I don't know if this is helpful or not, but keep yourself from getting an irritating. If you're going to exfoliate, don't use anything chemical. Let your skin soak before you start shaving. And by all means, Rick, start putting something on your skin after you shave.
Yeah, I definitely should do that.
Yes.
I have some lotions. I just forget to do it. I have made a concoction.
A concoction.
Concoction.
What is in this concoction?
It is, I don't know what parts, percentage, but it is 1 ounce of tea tree oil.
You just said you didn't know parts and percentage.
I meant like percentages, like 10%. Blah, blah. I know how many ounces.
Okay.
1 ounce tea tree oil. 1 ounce isopropyl alcohol.
Okay.
And then the rest of it, which fills up the entire bottle of witch hazel.
Witch hazel's so good for your skin.
And you put that on at night before you go to bed. Well, first of all, my skin really responds to tea tree oil, and I don't know why.
Well, it's an antiseptic. Something
about my skin makeup that just loves tea tree oil. So whenever I put it on, it does really well. So at nighttime, it's great. It's my new best friend.
Where do you put this?
Just put it all over my face.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I will check that out.
It keeps vampires away as well.
No, you'd have to add some garlic.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but that's my... and I just told everybody now. It's supposed to be secret, and I was going to make tons of money off of it.
Now someone's going to make money off of
Dang
it.
it.
See? So it's funny that you had mentioned shaving earlier because that was what I had brought with me. So anyways, I hope that's helpful. If not, if that was super boring, you should definitely email me and tell me not to talk about stuff like that anymore. You can email me at ThisEpicDisaster@gmail.com and say, Cheri, you know what? Maybe you should come up with something a little more interesting.
And please do that. Please. We don't need her talking about what she's shaving in the shower because
I didn't go into as much detail as I could have.
You will. That's
I will.
what we know. That's
I can
why
tell
people,
you all the things I shave.
That's why people should put a stop to it now
on a regular basis.
They don't know you like I do.
Okay.
All right.
I can tell you what I shave.
No. Please don't. All right, I have a question. We got a lot to cover here.
What's up?
I got a question. I want your opinion on something. This is something I kind of went into a rant on the internet, on the Facebook about this, but I want to hear your opinion. Okay, so my job. I paint.
You're an artist.
I do mural work,
Yes.
and a lot of times, probably the biggest clients are churches. They call me to come in and do murals, and I've designed a lot of cartoon characters.
kids areas,
That's
yeah.
exactly right. I've designed a lot of cartoon characters for churches.
Right.
These are custom things I do myself. I design them. I draw them out, put them on the walls, and so. I've been kind of looking through Pinterest at different ideas, and I'm starting to see different churches have stolen my art and done it themselves.
Now, I've seen the images, so I know it's a straight up copy.
Well, here's a little disclaimer. When someone first of all, they do it to Disney.
Right.
People do Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh,
Right.
Tigger, whatever, all the time.
Yep.
And it's never as good as, rarely as good as the original.
Right.
Because most people are not artists, and if they are, they usually don't copy other
They
people's
probably do their own thing.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's not that good. And you could tell somebody who doesn't know a whole lot about art did it, but it's still my art.
Right.
What they've done is they've gotten the art, they've traced it or projected it or something onto the wall, traced it in, and then painted it.
Yep. It's the exact same
Cartoon
image.
characters that I created.
The hair is the same. The stance is the whole image is the same.
So here's the deal. So this week I got contacted by a church. Can't remember where they're from. And they wanted my company, to come in and just transform their kids area.
Sure.
And so she sent me pictures of her kids area, and there's one of my cartoons that they've put on there.
Already.
My first instinct was, why are you stealing my stuff?
Right.
I'm supposed to go in there and work for you now?
Right.
You stole my work. But this is like, okay, well, then what if I lose them as a client? And then do I want them as a client if they're going to steal my stuff?
Right.
But, okay, so what do you think about that? I mean, do you say to someone, you're stealing my work, or did you just let it go?
You could say, I don't know if you're aware of this, but whomever painted that mural copied it from something I'd originally done. So while I'd be happy to come in and transform your space, I would prefer it if
You wouldn't steal my
you
stuff
wouldn't steal
anymore.
my shit. Yeah, right?
Well, we live in this time when everybody kind of feels like whatever you can take off of the internet belongs to you. If you need a photo of a mountain in Alaska, do a Google search for mountain in Alaska. You'll find the mountain, take it, put it on your website.
Yep.
It's yours. It's now yours.
No, it's actually not.
Put your logo on it.
No, it's not yours.
It's on your website. It belongs to you now. That's what people think. If you can download a cartoon, Noah's Ark cartoon off of the internet, and you can paint it on your wall, it belongs to you. It's yours. That's what people think nowadays, I think, with art. And there's always sort of been that attitude that what's the big deal?
Right?
It's kind of belongs to all of us, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
No, that's mine. You stole it.
Yeah, I drew that. I worked on that. I
But
created that,
I
and then
think-
you stole it.
The thing that bugs me almost more than anything is it was a church that stole it.
Yeah.
And if I said something to them, and especially if I was really kind of serious about it, I think their attitude would be like, geez, that guy, what's the matter with him?
Really? What's the big deal?
I mean, it's
Exactly.
just a cartoon. Why is he so upset about it?
This is how you make a living,
It's like, would you steal a church van? You need a van? Do you go out and steal the van?
right?
No, you buy it. And if someone stole the van, they would think it was wrong, but they don't think it's wrong to steal art.
Right.
To
And
put on the
we're
wall
not saying all
for
churches
kids.
feel this way, but this particular one seems to. But
Yeah,
another,
not all, but there are quite a few.
But I
that
think
will.
that I might address it with them. I mean, if you decide to take the job, great.
Mm-hmm.
Take the job, get your money, do your thing. But you may ask them, did you have an outside person do this, or did somebody here do it? And if they say it was an outside person, that'd be great, because then you could say, well, that outside person plagiarized my work.
Right.
So you might want to be really careful with who you work with in the future. If it was someone inside, you could say, well, that person inside needs to be, disfellowed or whatever, because they are plagiarism.
Well, in Kentucky, there is a attraction, the Noah's Ark attraction.
Uh-huh.
It's supposed to be an actual scale model of what Noah's Ark was like.
Wow.
And you can pay to go walk through it. Some Bible company did it.
Okay.
And when they were building that, they contacted me.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, would you be interested in doing some art for this thing?
Wow.
And they sent me some concepts that another artist had done. And it was like, would you be interested in doing that? And I looked, and they had stolen art from my website and the artist and put it on that.
So the artist who they got concept work from had stolen
Stole my
from
work.
you. But at least now the church is going, oh, hey, let's get the artist that actually created
No, they
that.
didn't. They had no idea who
Oh.
it was. It was. They were just reaching out to. They, I guess, found me online and said, "Would you be interested in doing this?" And here's some pictures.
That you-
It's the same thing this church just did.
Uh-huh.
Here's some pictures, and it just happens to be my art that they stole.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people think that art doesn't cost money or that art just belongs to the human race.
It was a picture of giraffes. How hard is it to draw giraffes? If nothing else, get some pictures of giraffes and trace around it just for the pic. I don't understand why you need to steal another artist's work. But anyway, I don't think people care about that. It's just, it's interesting to me that a church can feel that comfortable with stealing when it's supposed to be one of the foundations of religion, right? Not to steal. Thou shalt not steal.
Huh.
But unless, of course, it's cartoons, then go at.
Yeah, if it's cartoons. I mean, maybe that's what it said down in the tablet a little further and it just got like rubbed out or something. And
I did one time. A pastor actually said to me, they were doing something that was actually breaking the law, and he said something to me on, "It's okay, it's for the Lord."
What?
The pastor said that. So I just feel like that's probably the attitude that a lot of people have is, it's just like, it's for good, it's for God, it's for whatever. So it's okay if we do this.
No.
But it doesn't help me out at all.
It's actually not, but okay.
So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, do I address it? Do I just say, do I call them on it? Or do I just let it go? I don't feel like I should let it go, really.
Are you still in line to take the job?
I feel like it's going to be a job that in the end won't come through. I have a feeling they're not going to have money to do it, but I just, I'm trying to figure out, I think I'm going to say, who did your murals before? Because it's possible they just hired somebody to do it and the other artist stole it.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't know anything about it.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. That's where my mind goes.
So I don't want to accuse the church necessarily, but I do know that in my, the way things work in my experience is, a church will hire an artist and say, here, we want this on the wall, and they will give them the artwork. I mean, every time we go talk to church, they give us pictures they've downloaded off of Pinterest.
And you
a lot
tell
of the
them.
time they're ours. But I always say, we don't copy other artists' work. I don't mind seeing what you want to see. If you have pictures, I like knowing, oh, we like what this looks like, you know. And I'm not gonna copy it, but it helps me to understand them. But I'm not going to use it
Straight out.
Yeah, I'm not going to steal from another artist.
So my question is, if a company, whether it be a church or not, if a company came to you and had downloaded a picture of someone else's artwork and said, I want this on the wall, I will pay you $50,000 to put this on the wall, what would you do?
That's happened, and I say no.
Okay.
I won't do it. In several situations, illustration, just painting, whatever, I won't do it.
Right. Cool. Okay.
No, I would never do that.
Like, that would be like, okay, if somebody came to me and said, I need you to trace Mickey Mouse on my brochure.
Right. And we've been asked to do Disney, and I won't do it.
No.
No.
Because that's just, they're sticklers. Disney.
Yeah, and it's not worth the money.
No.
I'll lose the money.
Yeah.
I always say, like we did, I did a job in Texas where someone who owned the local Sonic chains in that city went to that church, and they wanted the Sonic logo in the church, which I don't have a right to do.
No, you don't.
But that church, the person who owned those or operated those franchises had the right to use the logo and actually gave me the right to reproduce it. Basically signed it over and said, I want you to do this.
Okay.
So basically I just let them sign something saying, we have a right
To use this logo.
and we're hiring you to do it. And that's the thing. I mean, if I was doing something for Coca-Cola, someone from Coca-Cola could say,
You have the right to use this.
yeah, that's what
Exactly.
they do. And even in Disney, they subcontract the toy manufacturers. They don't make those. And so, but they have strict rules on how the product looks and how the characters look and things like that.
Sure.
And it's like when you see your art and it looks like a piece of crap.
Well, here's a piece of advice on this particular situation. Don't wait until after you find out that you're not going to take this job to bring it to their attention. Bring it to their attention first, because if you don't, now you're just going to look like a little, disgruntled artist.
Well, I feel like I'm just going to ask who did it, and I'm going to say, are you aware that that's my art? And I just want to see what they say. I'm not going to. I mean, I wouldn't make that much money off of it anyway.
No, I mean, there's
It's
no
the
point in
principle.
threatening to sue or anything, especially since they're considering totally revamping the place. They're going to knock it down anyways.
If they were doing a mass reproduction, obviously I
That's
would
different.
putting it on
Yeah.
T-shirts or something. But just for that, I just feel like they should know. But I feel like in the end, it's just going to be like, okay, don't be a dick about it. I'm just,
No, but I think bringing it to their attention in a way like that and just saying, hey, I spent time creating that image
for someone else.
for someone else.
Thanks for not paying me for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Oh, well. Anyway, this is something that's been bugging me. I need to kind of let it go, but in other ways, not let it go. You should never, I think, be afraid to tell people that's mine.
Right.
Don't steal from me.
Right.
But I also feel like that happens to artists all the time. I mean, how many times do people perform music and don't pay for it? If you're a musician, you wrote that song, even in churches.
That's true too.
I mean, somebody get up and sing a religious song that some contemporary artist wrote.
That happens.
They haven't paid for that.
They haven't paid for those rights. That
Yeah.
person is still making money on that song, and here you are using it without their knowledge.
But that's the thing, whether you're downloading pictures or you're using photos or whatever, people don't care no more.
Nope. They really don't. The internet has opened up so much that people just don't.
Hey, speaking of not caring anymore, I was reading some things that's kind of interesting to me. We're drinking Mardi Gras beer
We are.
here. Mine's almost gone because this is Mardi Gras week. This coming Tuesday is Mardi Gras.
Right.
And right now, Mardi Gras celebrations going on in New Orleans and around the world. And I really wanted to go this year. I really wanted to go.
To New Orleans.
Have you been?
I have not.
You've never seen Mardi Gras?
No.
I think we're going to go next year.
I want to come.
It's on my wife's birthday this year. That would have been the perfect celebration.
Yeah, it would have.
I don't know if I want you around Mardi Gras, shaving your legs and stuff in public.
Wait, what? Why would I shave my legs in public?
I know what you would do in public.
What would I do?
You know how people get beads in Mardi Gras?
They show their boobs.
You would do that.
Of course I would.
I don't want to walk around with you showing you. That's illegal. You're not supposed to do that anyway.
Well, I didn't say I had to stay with you the whole time. I said I just want to come with.
All right. Well, anyway, we want to talk a little bit about Mardi Gras. I got some Mardi Gras stuff to talk about.
Okay.
This really kind of freaked me out, and it makes sense. I almost spilled my beer.
See?
You're wanting this to get on the air, on video. You're wanting people. I've never spilt my beer
On your computer.
anywhere. I've not since we've been doing the show. Any show. I haven't spilled it. So, this is something I don't think about that much, but it's obvious. It happens in New Orleans, and they're talking about this year. Cleaning crews have sucked out more than 46 tons of Mardi Gras beads from the sewers.
Oh my God.
46 tons of Mardi Gras.
That's cumulative.
I think
Over how long period?
I think it's one. No, I'm going to say 1 year. I don't know that it's 1 year. I think they just decided, let's go clean out the sewers really good. And when they did, they got 46 tons of beads. And it may be for like many, many years. But they've been having some drainage problems with the sewers and stuff. And it's the beads. And people, wouldn't you think about that? Anyway,
How did those beads get in the sewer?
well, people just drop them. Drunk people just catch them. And how many people are, they throw them and they're just laying them. They're probably all over the place down there.
That's true. That's true.
46
And they're so close to the
tons.
coastline. I wonder how many of those end up in the oceans.
It's crazy.
Right?
There's little fish wearing Mardi Gras beads.
Fish are going, I always show my boobs.
Department of Public Works Interim Director Danny Galloway said Thursday that the 4-month emergency program had cleaned 15,000 catch basins. 15,000 basins, they cleaned it out, removing roughly 7.2 million pounds of debris.
Okay. All of that debris was...
I don't know if... I don't think it was all. 46 tons of it was Mardi Gras beads.
Wow.
Along a five-block stretch of St. Charles Avenue downtown. 5 blocks, 46 tons.
In 5-block area, they found 46 tons of Mardi Gras beads.
That is crazy. It's part of a $22 million contract to tackle city's drainage system in response to flooding that has been going on. People, hang on to your beads.
Not just hang on to your beads. Like, I have beads hanging in my closet from 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not just about hanging on to your beads. It's about not polluting and not littering.
Right.
I mean, if you have garbage, you're not just going to drop it on the street. So what does that piece of plastic ultimately become if you just drop it on the street? It's now a piece of garbage.
Apparently, there are actually places where you can recycle your beads, and they use them over and over, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
And they can reuse them for next year or whatever. Although I don't know.
They probably have to sanitize them or whatever.
I guess. Yeah, they wash them and stuff. I was going to say I don't want beads that somebody's hurled over. That would be awful.
I imagine they wouldn't give them to you with little chunks of biscuit on them.
Well, I got 10 things about Mardi Gras that you might want to know.
All right, what do you got?
If you're going to Mardi Gras, which I'm not this year, it's disappointing.
This year. Yeah.
Anyway, Carnival is a season. Mardi Gras is a day.
Right.
In case you don't know. So the whole little season, which I think starts... Where is it?
Well, it's already started. My friend Lisa posted today.
It begins at the Feast of Epiphany.
Yeah.
Is when it begins.
Yeah.
And that's when Carnival starts. And Mardi Gras celebration starts at the same time. And really, that's Carnival. But Mardi Gras starts on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And Mardi Gras means Fat Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And that's when everybody gets fat.
Yep.
Because they're drunk and they get pregnant. No.
But
it's just celebration, Fat Tuesday, because everybody's overindulging, I suppose. Mm-hmm. But that's Mardi Gras. Even though you hear Mardi Gras as being like the entire week, that's not really Mardi Gras.
It's just one day.
Mardi
Carnival
Gras
is the whole...
And that's when I would like to go. Because tomorrow, the parades are going to be great tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And even greater on Tuesday. Because that's Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Now, here's something fun, or curious, I guess, more, is I wonder what Wednesday is like for businesses.
In Mardi Gras?
In New Orleans.
Well, it's Ash Wednesday. That's
right.
when, isn't that when Easter starts and the celebration kind of for Easter begins, this Easter season or whatever, Ash Wednesday?
I wouldn't have any idea. I don't follow that kind of stuff.
If you're Catholic, they put ash on their heads. I know if you ever see people be still, and then you try to, and they're like, no.
I thought that was closer to Easter,
ash.
Closer to April.
Easter is April Fool's Day this year.
I know.
Isn't that interesting?
That day would be a great day for Jesus Christ to come back. And he'd be like, nah, just kidding. I'm out. Peace.
Wait a minute. All right. Number 9, your dog will love Mardi Gras. There is a parade called Crew of Barkus, which is just for your dogs.
How cute.
Little dog celebration. They get their own parade.
As long as they don't get pink bows in their ears.
I wonder what they throw out. They would throw dog biscuits and stuff.
Oh, I wonder how many dogs get sick if that's what they do.
Oh, that's not cool.
No.
Mardi Gras for families are actually specific family parades. Even though, Mardi Gras got kind of a hedonistic reputation.
Indeed.
There are parades specifically for family. They say stay away from St. Charles Street, French Quarter.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that.
Not with your kids.
Not with the kids, no.
No.
But there is a lot of family stuff. The best ways to get parade goods aren't always obvious. Now, I didn't know this, but if you yell, "Throw me something, mister," that's the phrase everybody says you say to get beads. Throw me something, mister. They have to give you beads.
You don't have to show your boobies.
I think that's a recent thing.
How recent?
I don't know, but traditionally, just saying "throw me something, mister," people would throw it out. And they say kids always get beads.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have to show their boobs.
No.
Hopefully not. And, but just being nice. And then they say, stay at the end of the parade because they throw out their entire stock. They got a whole bunch of stuff left
They
over.
still have to throw it.
And they just get rid of it. Tons. That's probably where the 46 tons of beads came from.
Right.
But it's just like, stay there because you will definitely get. I mean, I see people with a wad of beads around their neck this big.
Bigger.
There's no shortage of beads, I don't think.
Well, clearly not. There's 46 tons of them in the sewer.
I did a lot of video watching when I was researching for some of this kind of stuff. And
You saw a lot of boobies?
Alcohol is an interesting thing.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. An overabundance of alcohol can cause interesting effects.
It's what makes Mardi Gras fun.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't remember it. You never know what the people will throw. They will throw all kinds of fun stuff depending on the parades. Sometimes it's beads. Sometimes it's... I remember when I went, they had little coins. They'll throw coins.
Uh-huh. And I thought they threw chocolate coins.
A lot of different things. I just threw away something I didn't need to throw away.
Well, you better get it. Where'd you throw it to? Did you pull your Dave Letterman and throw it?
I forgot it's on the back.
Okay.
There is a parade. Now I can't think of what it is, but it's like the toilet bowl parade, and they actually throw out toilet paper and plungers and toilet stuff.
Really?
And probably now they have little plastic poops that they throw. So it's not always just 46 tons of poop. And
I mean, if you happen to be at home and you're like, dang, I'm out of toilet paper, I'm going to go hit that parade.
Yeah.
So I ain't got no money.
Best parades are not necessarily the biggest parades. There is a parade called Thoth.
Thoth.
The Thoth Parade.
Uh-huh.
The Thoth Parade is... they have higher than normal ratio of throws, it says. So a lot of people get stuff. And it's kind of Egyptian. A lot of the stuff has kind of Egyptian stuff. And it has hieroglyphics and things like that. And it says that it's fun. A lot of people seem to have more fun at that parade. But it's not always the biggest parade.
Interesting. I imagine smaller parades. I mean, because, come on, with my social anxiety, huge crowds like that really aren't my thing.
You want a parade of one.
That'd be awesome.
Legend has it that in 1880s, a man dressed like Santa Claus had a little parade and threw beads, and that kind of caught on. And so other crews, which we'll talk about in a minute, the crews followed suit, and they started doing it as well. They used to throw food and dirt.
Dirt. They would throw dirt at people.
That's not a parade I would go to if people throwing dirt at me.
No.
Anyway, so, yeah, and then apparently back in the 60s and 70s, they had glass beads they would throw out, and they say that those now are like prized possessions.
Yeah, if you got
rarely
a glass beads from a Mardi Gras parade.
That'd be cool.
Yes.
Yes. The weight of revelry. Let's see what it says. 25 million pounds of Mardi Gras items get tossed from floats. All right, so if you think of 25 million pounds of Mardi Gras, 46 tons. A lot of those go home.
Yeah.
I just wonder how much is left over each year. I don't know. But anyway, there is a place, ARC of New Orleans, that recycle the beads for next year. So they say do that if you're not going to bring your beads home. Don't throw them away. They're just plastic.
Yeah.
Mardi Gras is a legal holiday. Did you know that in New Orleans?
That was my question, is what does Wednesday look like? I mean, if you get that day off, what happens the following day?
Well, you probably call in sick.
That's what I'm guessing. Like, do they shut the city down?
I don't know. I mean, it is religious. It's the beginning of religious season, so people just say, I'm going to church. I can't come to work.
I'm going to church.
I got to throw up. Mardi Gras is more than New Orleans. I think a lot of people know that. There's Mardi Gras things all over Louisiana, but there's a huge one, big one in Mobile, Alabama. They're big in Brazil. They're just all over the...
Carnival in general.
There's one in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They had one last week. Anyway, that's some Mardi Gras stuff for people if they're interested in the Mardi Gras.
Well, thank you for sharing all that.
I had some other Mardi Gras stuff that I was going to read. We're out of time, but I do want to read a few more facts.
Sure. I love facts. I don't know about you.
These are just a few more Mardi Gras facts about Mardi Gras. And I'm going to do some really quick because I didn't know a lot of these. A couple of these I didn't know. Do you know the official greeting of Mardi Gras?
No.
Laissez le bon temps rouler.
Excuse you?
I hope I just said that right.
I doubt it.
It means let the good times roll.
Nice.
In Cajun French.
Times roll.
Laissez le bon temps rouler. Rouler.
Rouler.
Rouler.
Rouler.
Laissez le bon temps rouler. I think I did it brilliantly myself.
Did you use like the Google Translate voice?
They have it here in
Okay.
phonetically broken down. Let the good times roll. Let's see. We already talked about that one. Oh, the cruise. We were talking about the cruise.
Yeah.
And the cruise are. So this is what's weird because some of these have a history. They're almost like, I always think of like Masonic lodges, almost like lodges. And really, some of them actually have connections with the Masons, and there's some ties with the Illuminati and secret societies and stuff with
Cool.
with the cruise. But the cruise, each crew has their own parade, and you can go see each crew parade, and they have like their own reputation, their own floats, their own history, their own stuff.
So are crews like mob families?
I wouldn't say mob families. I would say more like they're modeled after royalty. So they have a king, they have a queen, they have a director, they have all these people that kind of are a part of each crew.
Okay.
So yeah. And they do their own
I'm
parades.
going to look into that because that sounds interesting to me.
There are some things online about the secret societies and how they're attached to the crew. Those are some of the things that's very interesting. Some of them had some connections with actually killing Lincoln.
What?
Yeah. So read some of that stuff.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting. It's tied in with the Illuminati and the Rothschilds and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Interesting stuff.
All right.
Here's something I read. I don't believe it. It's illegal not to wear a mask on board a float. Now, I saw that.
I've heard that before.
I saw it several times, but then I saw parades where people weren't wearing a mask. So
Did they have face paint?
I don't know.
And
Some
does
of them,
that count?
like celebrities, did not. I actually had a picture of who's the musician, Al Hurt, and Chubby Checker.
Right.
They don't have masks on.
Well, okay. My question though about face paint, because if you look at some photos that I did, now my neighborhood does a party every year, and this year's
Mardi Gras?
theme was Mardi Gras. No.
Oh yeah,
And I don't know why they would do a Mardi Gras theme in November, but they
it's
did.
a little early.
It was. But in that, I actually did some makeup. And if you look at some of these, I mean, that's kind of a mask, isn't it?
I would think that's considered a mask, but I've seen people on them didn't have anything on their face. They had a hat or something, but that's not a mask.
That's not a mask.
Crews choose a different theme for their parades every year, which we knew that. And then I think it's kind of like what you were talking about with each year it's a different theme. Tradition of parading goes all the way back to 1856, the first like Mardi Gras parades and stuff.
How'd you like to be at that one?
That was kind of cool.
That would be very cool.
Mardi Gras Indians. I don't know if you know about the Mardi Gras Indians.
No.
They're more secretive about their parade. I saw a documentary about them. I can't say I totally understand it, but there was a documentary about Mardi Gras that talked about them. It is African Americans who dress in Native American garb.
Okay.
Some of them have ties with Native Americans. Some of them, I think, are part of Native American. But they do it in the way, and it has sort of a history that goes back to the Native Americans who were here, basically forced to be here.
Right.
And we're sort of honoring the natives of the country.
Right.
And so they do it in a way that honors, not makes fun of.
Right.
They're not really appropriating. They are honoring. And so, but it's become this really thing. They're their own crew, I guess, in a way.
That's very cool.
They have their own parade and
I think. I'll have to look into it first. I don't know if that's cool or not. I'll find out.
If you want to keep Mardi Gras family friendly, avoid the French Quarter, which we talked about.
We did.
And here it is again. If you want beads, say, throw me something, mister. I've never heard that.
Throw me something, mister.
And you'll get it. Good to know, though.
Yeah.
You can also pay lots and lots of money, and they will let you ride on a float. They like sell positions on their floats to people who pay them lots of money.
They got to pay for it somehow.
They got to pay float. There's apparently a fee for cleaning up. And I'm wondering where that goes if they have 46 million tons of.
I don't know.
Anyway, and the costumes and all that kind of stuff. Mardi Gras has been canceled a few times in New Orleans, but rare.
I wonder why.
I think during the World Wars.
Okay, that makes sense.
One time because of yellow fever.
That makes sense as well. Illness in the town would definitely do it.
King cake. You ever had king cake?
Yes.
And they say it's the only time they ever serve it. King cake.
Right now, Revolution Donuts here in Atlanta
Do they
has
have it?
mini king cakes.
Oh,
like
little king
king
Get
donuts.
the little baby in it?
Yes.
Wow, I hope people don't choke on that.
No.
Let's see. Parades are cool, but they say the coolest thing is if you can go to one of the balls. They have special invitation-only balls. Each crew have their own special ball afterwards.
So like masquerade balls? How fun.
And Mardi Gras colors, green, gold, and purple, each have hidden meanings. Green represents faith, gold symbolizes power, and purple is Prince.
Royalty.
Justice is the
justice.
purple.
Okay,
Yep.
that too.
So there you go. That's some Mardi Gras facts.
Thank you for that.
I had some other Mardi Gras facts, but I'll save them for next year.
There's a whole bunch of about Mardi Gras that I just don't know, but it would definitely take some research.
I've been one time when I was in high school, I actually marched in the parade, which was kind of fun, but also, I mean, it's like a 10-mile parade. And
How did you do with all that debauchery?
This was during the day.
Okay.
And it was in a path that didn't have debauchery, or at least I
okay.
couldn't see it because I was playing my trombone. Mm-hmm. But they wouldn't let us go to the French Quarter at night.
No, I wonder why.
I seem to remember the band director going, but I don't know what happened, but they wouldn't let us go. But I do remember that I went during the day. We got to go. There was like nobody there really. And I remember there were a lot of T-shirts that had really adult sayings on them, which really surprised me as a young high schooler.
A young religious high schooler.
I had never seen some of those things on a T-shirt before. And then I remember going to a restaurant and having frog legs. First time I ever had frog legs.
What did you think?
It tasted exactly like chicken.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I really liked it. The broth was very spicy. I was really nervous about frog legs, but I wanted to try it, and I loved it. It was really yummy.
Good for you.
So it was kind of a frog leg gumbo or something, as I recall. I can't remember, but
sounds right.
I just remember the frog legs. They were coated in, just like you would fry it in chicken. They had like bread coating and some spice, a lot of pepper.
A lot of pepper.
And then the gumbo, and it was good.
Well, good for you.
I'm not suggesting you get frog legs. But
I won't.
They're yummy. So.
I don't understand killing an entire frog for 2 bites of meat.
I don't know.
But that's just me.
Okay.
Okay.
People do it though. Well, that's a little bit about Mardi Gras. I hope you go to Mardi Gras, people. If you do get to go, maybe send us some pictures. We'd like to see your pictures. Show us your pictures. We'll give you some beads.
You can email those to ThisEpicDisaster@gmail.com. You can also tag us if you just post them. If you tag us, what are we on Instagram?
We're on Instagram, This Epic Disaster.
This Epic Disaster, all spelled out. So you can tag us there. You can tag us on Twitter.
Twitter, we're This Epic Disaster without the final E.
Okay, so This Epic Disaster.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can, again, you can just tag us on Facebook too if you want.
We just started a Twitch account this week, which we haven't used yet, but I think we're going to do some live shows a little bit. We'll do them on Twitch. And we might do some on YouTube. We might do some on Facebook. We might do some on a train.
We might do some on a train. We might actually be on that train right now. It sounds like we are on that train. Jesus.
I love that. I grew up with a train. It just helps me to sleep at night. And my wife loves it. I love it. It's like we've had guests that come over and they're like, "What was that?"
It's a
like
train. Get over yourself.
What's the movie? Joe Pesci, Marissa Tomei.
Oh yeah.
My Cousin Vinny.
Yes.
When they're sleeping and the train comes through.
Yes.
And everything starts falling off of the tables. I love that. I've lived or I've slept in a room much closer to a train track than this right here, but I just love that sound. So
I like it too.
I don't like it on a podcast. But
Not
anyway,
so much.
If you want to find us online, we're at ThisEpicDisaster.com, and that's where you can see a lot of the shows and other kind of things about the show, and a Facebook page as well. So a lot of stuff about us.
Yes.
On the internet, and there will be more.
There's going to be a lot more.
Tons more.
We just barely started.
We want your feedback. We want your suggestions. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We're at episode, what is this, 9?
I think so.
Episode 9. So we're still learning this episode. We're still learning this podcast. We still got some learning to do. I'm going to tell people a little bit about what we're going to do next week.
Are you? Because I was just going to say we got something fun coming up. Because what happens if we don't actually do it?
We were going to do it this week. We kind of ran out of time. I think we're going to do it next week. I'm pretty sure. All right, this is going to be a new feature. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in town here in Atlanta, and I don't know, there might be some opportunities somewhere else. But right now in Atlanta, we're going to go. We're just going to pick a place at random, and this will be like a pub, bar, coffee shop, just restaurant. We're going to set up our stuff. We're going to sit there, put all of our gear, podcast gear, and we're going to put a sign up that says, "Be our guest." Anyone can come up and be a guest on our show.
Well, anyone can come up and talk to us, and we'll decide what gets on and what doesn't.
That's exactly right. We're probably only going to do one episode, one guest
per episode,
per incident.
and it won't be every episode.
What does that mean?
I mean, we'll do one guest per time that we're out. But I mean, if we're out and we talk to 3 different people, that's going to happen over 3 different podcasts.
Yeah, but I don't know that we record. Should we record 3? Well, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, that's the concept. Is somebody could just walk right up and go, "I want to be a guest on your show." We will have them there, sit in front of a mic, and we will interview them.
Yes,
Hopefully,
we will.
they'll have an interesting story.
And if they don't, then they
We'll
won't
kick them
air
off
it.
the show.
We won't air it.
But that's going to be a new feature we're going to call Be Our Guest. So who knows who it'll be? Who knows what their story will be? Who knows what they have to share with people?
It's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be fun. I think that's coming up next week. So we're going to be doing that. If you live in the Atlanta area, you might see us this week somewhere. Sitting up and waiting for people to come and be a guest on our show.
Quite possible. And more than likely, it'll happen on Saturday.
So I'm hoping the first one will be interesting. I mean, people have interesting stories. Who knows what they got to share?
Right.
What if they've killed somebody? What if they've been with a mob?
Ooh.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wow.
That would be awesome, though.
But
To
they
have
can
mob
tell us
stories.
anything they want
and
to,
Then
and
they're
we-
like, now that I've told you that, I have to kill you.
We don't have to reveal who they are if they don't want us to.
No,
either, 'cause
I think
that
we'll
could be fun.
We'll just do first names, probably,
Yeah.
and then maybe they say, I want an alias, but we won't tell who they are.
No, that's private. We wouldn't.
I mean,
do
they
that.
could post a video and go, "Hey, it's me," or whatever.
Sure,
But,
absolutely. But if
yeah.
they don't
So,
want
but anyway, that should be fun. I just think normal people, regular people, have stories to share. It's not always celebrities, so
to. There's a lot of exciting stories, a lot of fascinating stories out there that people just don't have anybody to tell.
And most of the time, you're not going to find a podcast to be on, so we're going to go to them, give them an opportunity to do that. So that's going to be
We'll
coming up.
hunt you down.
That'll be coming up next week.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. We'll still be doing, I think, some other part of the podcast.
Sure.
So like the video part, I don't even know if we'll do video for when we're doing those.
No, at least
'Cause
not the first time.
We don't want their face on there. We don't want the people's
Not if they're
to be
'cause
identified.
It would make them less likely to talk to us if we're videoing them.
That's exactly right. So that's coming up. But right now, let's put a stop to this show and let's talk a little bit about this grand beer, Mardi Gras beer that we have cracked open.
It's a Bock. It's a traditional Bock.
Yeah.
There's really not much to say about it.
I'm going to be very, very generous and give it 2 stars.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm not even sure it's worth that. It's just a
There's
basic.
nothing Mardi Gras Carnival party about it.
No, only thing I could think of is you wouldn't mind drinking 20 of them and throwing them up. I mean,
I would.
it's just a party beer.
It's just a beer.
I don't taste. You remember when I first started doing the beer reviews and I was just drinking Coors Light? That's what it reminds me of. It's just like a Coors Light beer, I think. It doesn't really have anything
little
special.
heavier, but yeah, that's
Barely,
about it. That's
barely.
about it.
Doesn't have a lot to it. All right, well, that's the show. I'm giving it 2. You're giving it
2.
2. 2 and 2.
And now we're gonna go have dinner.
Yeah, we're going to go have some dinner. But you people,
You people.
all you people out
Who are
there,
you people?
be careful shaving in the shower and be careful with sticking pot up your butt. And you can thank This Epic Disaster for bringing you these kind of facts.
Also, don't throw your beads down the toilet.
Please, people,
No.
just do not.
Don't do it.
Or gerbils. I read a story about someone who took a hamster, a support hamster,
Am I gonna cringe?
on a plane, and they made them flush it. Should I have ended the show that way?
No, I think you should cut that out because I am utterly.
You can find that story on the internet. Just do a search for
Why
it.
would I do that?
Just do a search for it. It happened.
No.
It happened this week. I don't remember what airline, but I thought it was pretty bad. But anyway,
I'm destroyed.
yeah. I think we're all going to need to stick some pot up our butt now. But please, people, thank you for joining us and hanging out with us and having a beer with us. We will be back. New show every Monday. Come back. I'm going to have to revive Cheri. I think she's in shock. But we will talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Bye. Are you kidding? Was that a thing?
It really happened. I was like, well, first of all, what dumbass brings a hamster on a plane? How did they get it on a plane?
How did it get through security to get on the plane?
They brought it on and they called it a support hamster. That's so stupid. I mean, they should have kicked the person. They should have flushed the person, really. But anyway.
They made them kill
Hey,
their
look, you're
pet.
still up there.
They made them kill their pet on the plane.
They made them flush it down the toilet.
They made them kill their pet.
Yeah, what happened?
Do you know how much I would fucking sue?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling that, especially because the story's like national now, some attorney probably is on the case.
I think you should cut that part out.
not only do we not cut it out, but we're still on video.
I don't care.
So this is going to go on forever.
I am done. I am.
You should turn it off.
Okay.
Where's the off button?